right, welcome. Let's call the meeting to order.
Mr. Lamar?
Present.
Mr. Kubicki?
Present.
Ms. Hughes?
Present.
We stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first I make a motion to approve the signing of the meeting minutes, the regular meeting minutes of August 8th, 2023. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Lamar?
Yes.
Mr. Kubicki?
Yes.
Ms. Hughes?
Yes.
Okay, and next I make a motion to approve the special meeting minutes of August 22nd, 2023. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Lamar?
Yes.
Mr. Kubicki?
Yes.
Ms. Hughes?
Yes.
And then we have a special guest, our new state rep, and I'm going to let Brian Lamar, since you spent time with him today and know him better than I do, but you can introduce the guy that reminds me of an old Bengal player, but go ahead, you go.
So I think for all of Columbia Township, the current state rep in District 26 is Cedric Denson, and we're fortunate to have him here today. Spent a couple of minutes with him showing around the township, and I'm sure he's nervous because we're going through redistricting in Ohio, so who knows where this will end up by next year. But today, all of the residents of Columbia Township, this is our state rep, and it's an honor to have you. And I don't know if you want to say anything, Cedric, but we'd love to, first of all, thank you for being here and joining us. And
I'll add, you've got big shoes to fill. We love Tom Brinkman, and we loved Bridget Kelly, our new auditors. So let's hear.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to be here. I learned a lot today going on the tour. And Bridget and Tom were very good friends of mine and colleagues that I work very good with. But I look forward to the opportunity to continue to work with you all, as hopefully they did, I'm sure, a very good job, and make sure that we have open communication. A lot of things change daily at the State House, and it's a crazy place it's hard to keep up with, but the more opportunity we have to work together, I think the better off we are. There seems to be a lot of opportunities that I see from the State House just on the tour that we had today. So I know we're going to be following up on some things and seeing how we can be helpful from the State House. But my door is wide open, and I'm ready to come and do anything I can at any time.
Thank you.
thanks for being here.
You
Appreciate
got
it.
big shoes to fill, but welcome aboard, and we look forward to working with you. So thanks, Brian, for taking the time to take him on a tour and get him familiar. But I'd love to meet you with you and talk a little closer about how we can all work together. So appreciate it. And we'd also like to invite you on one of our podcasts to talk about some of the things that the state reps do as well. So appreciate that. Thank you and welcome aboard. Okay, that we move on to open forum. Do have anybody signed in to talk about open forum?
Yes. And I apologize. I'm not sure what the first name is. Is it Huddleston, though?
Yeah.
Mr. Huddleston? Butch, sorry.
Butch, if you could stand up and give us your name and address.
Butch Huddleston, 7035 Grace Avenue, corner of Grace and Grove.
Okay.
I guess you're coming along and going to do some paving in my neighborhood?
Yes.
Yes?
I think the plan for next year is to partner with the Village of Marymount to pave Grove Avenue in the Columbia Township and Marymount areas.
And the problem is, all my downspouts are right on the surface. And it's never been ground as long as I can remember. And no place for the water to go.
We can have Dustin go look at
Yeah, I
that.
was going to say, let's talk about this at more of an administrative level. If you could reach out to our administrator and our road maintenance superintendent, Dustin, they're very responsive, very easy to work with, but I would appreciate if you would chat with them. And if you're not satisfied with their response, you could certainly come up here, but hard to talk about this in this meeting because I'm just not that intimately familiar, but I appreciate you coming in, and I would follow up and talk to Melissa Taylor, who is our administrator, or Dustin Frazier. Both great people, easy to work with, and so I'd appreciate you trying to work out whatever issues and explain it to them. That would be great.
Fraser's new road superintendent.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's been here for 20 years.
Yeah, but he is after John Cervisi. So yes, he's relatively new to the road super, but he's been with the township for, I want to say, almost 20 years.
Yeah.
So he's a great guy, and I'll make sure that I get you his card. So and I'll have you write down your information, and I'll have him give you a call as soon as he can. Okay.
and knowing Dustin, not to make a promise he can't uphold it, he'll probably be out there this week.
Yeah.
He's very responsive.
Yep, absolutely.
Last one I've ever talked to is Cerisi.
Okay.
We miss John too.
Understood.
Okay,
Thank you.
next.
Thank you.
And, oh, Michael Ty.
Yeah.
Mike, if you could stand up, give us your name and address. Not that we don't know you, we've known you, but and welcome back. It's been a long, long, long time. We miss you. Go ahead.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
4234 Blaney Avenue.
Thank you.
Can I sit down now? I'm getting old. Okay. Property taxpayers recently got a shock, to say the least. Increases of over 40%. I got calls from many, like you guys have, I would imagine. This is not a criticism of anybody's up there. I tried to explain how this is going to work, this process. And Ohio is very, way too complicated.
Real quick, let's just back you up. You got notices from who?
From, Bridget Kelly, the state auditor.
The state auditor. You got
This affects all 88 counties.
Okay, I just want to walk through so we all just.
Yeah.
I'm not really.
Everybody got increases in their
Okay, so
property.
you got a notice from Bridget Kelly, and you got a notice that there's a 40% increase
At
in
least
what?
40
On what?
on property values.
Property values in
not
your
taxes.
neighborhood have increased.
Exactly.
Values.
So Mike,
I'm gonna get here.
no, I understand it.
I
but
thought you
for-
said taxes, so I just wanted to
Okay.
make sure.
Valuation of property.
So Bridget Kelly sent you a notice, the county auditor, that your property has increased in value by 40% over what period of time?
Not my personal property, it varies, but the average is 40%, David.
Average.
Okay.
Here we count.
Okay, go ahead.
It's 40% in Butler County, as Cedric can tell you, it's 88 counties.
Okay.
It's not all, okay. I would like to see orchestrated by the township, maybe reaching out to Marymount, to have a meeting with some representative of Bridget. I reached out to Bridget, she's so busy, but I'd like to see, a meeting so people can be explained. People are just, they're seeing these, and granted, it's not gonna be 40% increase in your property. But I can't explain, I'm very limited what I can explain to people. It's not gonna be 40%, but there are gonna be some increases. And then people are asking me, where does that increase, where does it go? And that's a question that, to me, people answer. Now, on the positive note here, a group of bipartisan state reps and or elected officials at the state level, they're proposing freezing. Freezing increases everybody over 70 years old with income levels. So that's going to be positive. That's bipartisan. That's going to be a positive if that happens. And I think it's going to work out. I don't know if Cedric can maybe address that. I think Representative Eikenson is behind it. It's his bill. I know today you're going to have something about the fire, some kind of agreement. Hopefully that's a positive step forward.
Hopefully everything we do is positive, but go ahead.
Well, then I'm just saying. I'm not
Go
trying
ahead.
to be okay. And then finally, I'd like to see the meetings go back to 6 o'clock. I know during COVID, we moved it to 4, which was very understandable. You know, everybody had to do what they had to do to function. But I think at 6 o'clock, people can come home from work, eat dinner, and come to the meeting where maybe we'll have more people attending. That's just an idea. Other than that, and David, you had a nice event up there. The Bengals sucked.
We had a nice event, and I don't like to use those words in these meetings, but that's okay.
The Bengals absolutely, it was terrible.
The Bengals were not at their best, I'll give you
They were.
that. Again, you got to notice from the auditor, we're proud when property values go up. That's a good thing. From the county perspective, from the township perspective, that is a good thing when property values go up. We'd have far more people in this room being disappointed when property values go down, which they do in some places around the country, as you did, I'm sure you've seen. So we're proud of that. As far as the notice you got from the auditor, I would suppose you'd want to take that up with the auditor's office since the notice came from them and at least understand the genesis from it and the byproduct of what it's going to do for your taxes. That's really their issue, not ours. But again, we're proud of the fact that we're doing good things and property values are increasing, and your neighborhood, which we're proud of, is one of the hottest neighborhoods around. And I've talked to a lot of brokers. Cincinnati or Hamilton County in general is one of the hottest home markets, and yours is one of the hotter markets. So we take pride in that for the most part. And as far as moving them to 6 o'clock, we always listen to everybody, but we get a lot better feedback of people wanting to come here on their way home and then going home and having dinner with their families. It seems to work better. We'll continue to listen and monitor it, so we'll take it under account. Appreciate you coming about it. And I think we've answered your question. You go ahead, Brian. You got something to add?
So I appreciate the question, because it's certainly a concern I hear a lot about. And I do know that, the majority of taxes for Columbia Township residents by far come through Hamilton County. And we were, as far as I can tell, the only entity that lowered taxes a couple of years ago.
Very good point.
And so taxes will slightly go up next year. I'm sure you're aware of this, with the inside 10 mills. And then every subsequent vote for tax increases, they may go up then as well. It's going to take a long time for the taxes to catch up to the increase in home values. So that's what I mentioned to residents that are concerned about it, that it'll take years and years to get to increase the revenue for the county and the township. But I don't expect the township to increase taxes. It'll certainly come from the county and perhaps school system, likely as well, in the next couple of years.
So, again, issue with the county as far as how the taxes get assessed and all that. A little bit of it's confusing, and I have a relationship with Bridget, and one of the things, she's kind of new to she's new, so she's very busy, but I'd love to see them change even how they state what taxes are to, what does this mean? What's a mill? I mean, it's confusing. You have a 3 mill levy. Nobody understands what it means, and I'd rather just, what's the dollar and cents of it, make a more simplified format, or at least translate into a format that we can all understand. Oh, it's a 4 mill levy, and it's a continuous levy. It's confusing to even me, and I'm in the business. And Bridget did say it's on her wish list to go change the website and do other things, and as she said, not that she's criticizing the past, because everybody loves dusty roads, is to make great greater. In other words, they've done a great job. How do we make it better? And I think that's a positive way of saying it.
Yeah, but it's great that the two parties are working together to Columbus to address, because ultimately,
I don't even look at these. I don't even like to get this. These aren't even. Okay, real quick. These aren't even party issues. I don't even look at these. Well, I know, but I just don't like even going down that path. These aren't party issues. These are people that are in position. I don't even know what I don't know which party he even belongs to. I really have no idea. It doesn't matter. But I hate to bring up the word party.
But they're working together on it. That's
I'm glad to see good people, professional people doing good things in their office. And I think Bridget's brilliant. She's bright. She's dynamic. She came in with a mandate, and I think she could do a lot of things to make great things even greater. So that's all good. Okay, that said, let's move on to the next part. We've got reports. Let's go with the wonderful, always on time and always perfect and under budget, Ms. Heekin with the fiscal officer's report.
Thank you. Wow. August is the second month of the third quarter of the 2023 budget year. I think I said that wrong, sorry. The general fund ending balance was $3,321,299, which is an increase of 8% from July. Restricted fund ending balance was $6,867,480, which was an increase of 5% from July. These funds totaled equal $10,188,779, which is an increase of 6% from July. August revenues, $136,599. August expenses, $245,424. Our year-to-date revenues are $3,195,680, and expenses are $1,679,417. The first half property tax revenue settlement from Hamilton County was in March, and the next semi-annual settlement will be in September, will be this month. The voter-approved levy revenues do not cover the cost of the township's public services. Our business revenues cover over 80% of the cost of public services in Columbia Township. Thanks to Columbia Township's success in attracting and supporting businesses, we are able to continue to provide our community with exceptional services at a lower cost.
Thank you. Any questions about Ms. Heekin's report?
No questions.
Okay, and as I understand, the road superintendent's report, we don't have one. Mr. Frazier's had some other, I think, delays or whatever in his schedules, so nothing to add there. Then we move on to the administrator's report. Ms. Taylor's absent. We got Ms. Lauren Allison, our wonderful, talented resident services coordinator, touches so many people.
Yeah.
So what would you like to add in lieu of the administrator? What would you like to tell us that we've done exciting in the township?
Just a thank you to our staff, obviously, as always, for helping get this, well, this whole month, but also helping get this event together on Sunday. They were there 8 a.m. getting everything set up, so obviously shout out to our road crew. I agree with Mike, the Bengals did not look the best, so it was.
Those aren't the words you used,
That
but
was,
that's all right.
I know, I was trying to be a little nicer. But, you know, again, great turnout. Thank you for the residents for coming out. You know, we always appreciate the support from the community. It was a great event, great weather, so we look forward to the next one.
Yeah, and I like the fact that when you go to these events, then you see different groups of people. When you have them at 50 West, there's a little different groups, sometimes different, you know, whether it's concerts or whether it's other things, and the Bengals bring up, but it was great. Kenny Anderson was great, was gracious to everybody, so it was all good.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything but else, any questions, anything to add? Okay, that and the Economic Development Quarterly Report will be coming in October with Dustin Frazier.
Montgomery.
Sorry, what's that?
Dustin
Skip that.
Montgomery.
Other Dustin.
That's what I mean, it'll be coming in October. Okay, and now we move on to the police report with the wonderful Sergeant Reed.
Hello, everyone. It's glad to be here tonight. I'm covering for Lieutenant Neighbor, who is away at an FBI course refresher.
That sounds big.
I don't have anything to add to this wonderful meeting. Do you have any questions for me?
We think when it comes to the police, sometimes no news is good news, so I appreciate that, you know.
I would just like to say, I love the reports. I think that you're primarily responsible for these reports. The amount of information contained in these reports are fantastic, and it helps me as someone who's a novice at this to understand where the hot spots are and what's going on. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
That's
Those
all.
come from our intelligence unit, and they work very hard on those. And if there's ever anything that you would like added or expounded upon, they are more than happy to elaborate. I've contacted them several times, and I agree. I think that the reports are just wonderful, and I enjoyed them as well.
Okay.
Okay, any questions about the police report? Then we move on to, we're going to join together the Little Miami Joint Fire and Rescue District Report and the Deer Park Silverton Fire and Rescue Report. We always want to acknowledge we got Chief Sifke out in the audience. Thank you for coming. And Brian Lamar, you're going to tell us about the report on the fire districts.
I don't remember if we reported on the Deer Park Silverton open house last month. We've had so many events recently, but just in case, it was a fantastic event. I encourage the community to come out to Deer Park Silverton. They're great partners with us. Wonderful event, ice cream and lots of kids and fun stuff. So thank you to Chief Meter for that. For Little Miami, we have a resolution today that is a first reading that will hopefully provide long-term stability, financial stability for the Little Miami Joint Fire District. If you have questions about that, we're all reachable, so I'd encourage that. And the other thing I wanted to mention is one of my favorite events of all time is the Little Miami Fire and Rescue Neighbor Day and Chili Cook-Off. I don't know if you can get that, Elliot. But it is October 7th at the Little Miami Firehouse in Fairfax. It is noon to 4. Tom, write that down. I want some chili from you. We need some Columbia Township residents. We had one winner last year. I think there's 3 categories.
Yes.
Maybe 4.
Yes.
And so for more details, we'll be out there. But October 7th, put that on your calendar. It's a wonderful event. Come see the firemen. Last year the
extraction.
They did they destroyed a car, and Chief Sifke always corrects me on that. It's fantastic. Play in the trucks, eat some chili, and meet the firemen, and it's awesome for the community.
Great. And that will be on our website as well, and it'll be on the Little Miami Joint Fire District's website as well, so, okay, thank you. Okay, that we move on to trustees' reports. Do we have anything to report?
I also wanted to mention the partnership that we have with Tri-State Trails, Great Parks, 50 West, the Crown, with an event we had a couple weeks ago, which was the Tour de Crown, which went through Columbia Township. It started and finished at 50 West, and just getting awareness to the Crown Network. And we're I mean, we're honored to be a part of that and be
The turnout
leading
was
that.
insane. I was not
Turnout was
expecting that many
insane.
people at all. It was almost like 300 bike riders, I believe, is what it was.
So we talk about connectivity, and I think we're in a unique position as a township to connect people. Given our islands, it's very important for us to connect people, and this will eventually connect the Little Miami Scenic Trail to the Murray Path, to Wasson Way, and the 34 miles of Crown Network bike paths and shared use paths. And so that was a great event, and so great partnership with the county and everybody involved.
Good stuff. And other than that, again, I want to thank Lauren, Chandra Buswell, our entire road maintenance crew, Jamie, Jim, Rob, Dustin, all those guys for the fantastic event on Sunday, and thank God for the weather. No thanks to the Bengals for the lousy performance, but hopefully it'll get better next time. But it was a great event, and let's continue to look forward and try to do more things that bring the community together. So thanks to everybody for that.
Absolutely.
Okay, that we move on to, Susan, unless you had something you wanted to add, or?
When you visit our chicken place that we like, it's one of the 7 best, they also got the Clean Kitchen Award.
Did they really?
Yeah, and I've never been in a restaurant that's had that yet. I've been looking for it.
You're talking about Jay's Crispy Crunchy Chicken.
And that little,
Yep.
And so, in case anybody doesn't watch all of our, what do you call it, meetings, I mean, very few people do. Jay's Crispy Crunchy Chicken over off the Ridge and Highland exit, or Kennedy Avenue. Thank you for helping me on that. And right at, let's say, catty corner from ProScan, across the street from Carpet Depot and Home Depot, was in Cincinnati Magazine with a huge write-up as being basically, I would consider an equal to the best fried chicken in Cincinnati. It's in a small little gas station, a great guy that I've known for a long time that decided to become an entrepreneur and started. So we're proud to have him as a Columbia Township resident, and we've used him in some of our events.
Yep.
We had him cater our last concert event, and
we get it for lunch, too.
we get it for lunch. I bring it in for lunch, so a little shout out to him, because we like to see young businesses like that grow. Because we go, people like Tire Discounter started out in Columbia Township, and they were the biggest independent tire dealer in the planet. And then we have Carriage House Car Wash, was started in Columbia Township. Now Tire Discounters, you're going to try to do with Carriage House what they did with Tire Discounters and take it nationwide. So now we got Jay's Crispy Crunchy.
Yep.
Let's hear it for Jay's Crispy Crunchy. It's delicious.
It's so good.
Go for it. Okay, so thank you for bringing up in the clean kitchen and everything else.
I think I convinced Mr. Denson to maybe have some chicken earlier today. I showed him
Yeah,
that.
so highly recommend it for your next
It's so
neighborhood
good.
party or whatever. Okay, I just wanted to make sure everybody understood what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you. Tay, which is Jay, but, okay, now we move on to resolutions. We've got one reading, we're gonna hand it over to the talented Lauren Allison to read the resolutions.
Here we go. Okay. So the first one is a one reading only. It's a financial resolution. It's going to be Resolution 2329. It is to supplement Resolution 2268 from 2022, Columbia Township 2023 Annual Appropriation, and Supplemental Appropriations 2303, 2304, 2311, 2314, 2319, 2324, and 2326 of 2023.
That's saying a lot.
I know, lots of 23s there. I have read the resolution title. May I have a motion and a second to pass?
So moved, do I hear a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Kubicki?
Yes.
Ms. Hughes?
yes.
So that's just one
Awesome.
reading, we're done?
Yeah, that one, that's the first one.
Okay.
Okay, and then this was the one Brian had mentioned earlier. This is just a first reading only. It will be open for the next, we'll take a vote on it next meeting in October, and then it'll go into effect 30 days after the second reading. And this is Resolution 2330, which is authorizing the Township Administrator to enter into a memorandum of understanding with Little Miami Joint Fire and Rescue District, the Village of Fairfax, and Columbia Township. So just like I said, Brian, we want to open this up, so if you guys want any
Brian, did you have anything you wanted to
additional
add or say
information?
about that?
That's just if you have questions, reach out.
If you have questions about it, reach out to Brian, myself, Susan, our administrator, anybody, our fire chief, to explain it. And again, one day my vision would be to get 2 communities and I'm the state rep here, Mr. Denson here, listen up, not that you could do a lot for us, but I would love to have Marymount Fire Department and the Little Miami Fire District in some way, shape, or form to be as one at some point in time in my lifetime, and get more efficient in terms of the cost. It's costly, painful for independent fire departments, which are very, capital intensive and labor intensive, and you have to have them, but to not have two communities find ways to join together leaves the burden of having Columbia Township and Fairfax have the burden of cost of a fire department, and then drive through Marymount to serve half of our community. Marymount has to drive through them to serve half of ours. Makes no sense. Marymount couldn't figure it out. I think I've got it figured out, but I haven't convinced them that we've got it figured out, but there's a better solution out there, and until then, it's going to be, we're just going to have to go figure out ways to make that fire department as safe and great for the community. But it's a drag that we all can't get together, and it's been, it's a drag that we can't get together and find better ways to bring the cost down for our residents and have a more efficient, less expensive fire department that is better trained, better skilled, better equipped with better finances. That is my objective and goal. It will always be there. And whatever we can do, uniting, forget political parties, uniting neighborhoods to work together. That's what we need. I'll let you add this, even though we're not typically supposed to, but go ahead.
What is the main barrier to doing that?
These are going to be private conversations, because for me to go and editorialize on what I really think, it's just frustration and flawed systems of decision-making by many boards, many parties, and really nobody. It's just a flawed process that's been going on for decades, is what I would say. And I don't want to get on into anything, because I've been part of some of the flawed decision making, but I've grown from the experience and have become hopefully a better decision maker as a result of some of my flawed decisions. And I will admit those, and I will moved on, and I know what the answer is, but it's the most complex, difficult thing to put together. That Mike Lemon said that before he left. It's tricky to merge, police departments, fire departments in any way, shape, or form. It's tricky. So that's a crafted answer, the best I could do, and hopefully I didn't step in a ditch when I said it, but that's my best answer I've got.
Thank you. Sorry for
Now, you're totally good. It's a fair question, and if we sat down, had coffee or whatever, I probably would tell you a lot more of my passionate, intimate feelings, but it's hard to do this publicly without it being taken out of context. Okay? That said, we don't have to do anything. We're just, this is the first reading.
Yep, we're
So if
just
anybody's
the
got any
first
questions
reading,
about this, they can feel free to reach out to all the appropriate parties. We're all accessible. But we will make the right decision no matter what. As I say, unconflicted, well thought out, carefully crafted decisions. But if you want to understand it better, feel free to reach out. Okay, next.
All right, so we got two more resolutions left. The first one is for our project that's going to be on Cambridge East. This is basically allowing the administrator to go and execute contracts for the project. It's going to be Resolution 2331, authorizing the administrator to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission's state capital improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs, Round 38, and to execute contracts as required for Cambridge Avenue East and dispensing with the second reading. I have read the resolution title. May I have a motion and a second to pass?
I'll make a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Lamar?
Yes.
Mr. Kubicki?
Yes.
Ms. Hughes?
Yes.
May I have motion and second to dispense with the second reading?
So moved.
So moved.
Roll
Yes.
call.
Mr. Lamar?
Yes.
Mr. Kubicki?
Yes.
Ms. Hughes?
Yes.
All right, the resolution will be in effect in 30 days. Alrighty, last resolution of the meeting. This is something that we do every year. This is for our property and liability insurance. It is Resolution 2332, authorizing the administrator to sign necessary agreements for annual commercial property and liability insurance, pay the premium, and dispensing with the second reading. I have read the resolution title. May I have a motion and a second to pass?
So moved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Lamar?
Yes.
Mr. Kubicki?
Yes.
Ms. Hughes?
Yes.
May I have a motion and a second to dispense with the second reading?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Lamar?
Yes.
Mr. Kubicki?
Yes.
Ms. Hughes?
Yes.
All right, resolution will be in effect in 30 days.
Thank you. Okay, I make a motion to approve the payment of bills, bank reconciliation, and financial reports. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Lamar?
Yes.
Mr. Kubicki?
Yes.
Ms. Hughes?
Yes.
And I make a motion for the signing of minutes and resolutions. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Lamar?
Yes.
Mr. Kubicki?
Yes.
Ms. Hughes?
Yes.
Okay, and I make a motion we adjourn. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Lamar?
Yes.
Mr. Kubicki?
Yes.
Ms. Hughes?
Yes.
Thank you, everybody, for coming, and thank you, Ellie.
Melissa?